sinuses there, right?
We
What?
take a picture with that.
Work. All right, well, I still over the phone, and this is my first presentation, so if I bomb this, please give me the same applause. I did receive a very fortunate and honorable award last night, so I would like to take time, obviously, to get that achievement. Many people involved, Mr. John Goggin, Jim Travers, Peter Mitchell, Dave Brown, Tracy. I have it listed on here, the Rock of Fleet Matter. So thank you so much. I do appreciate it. Michael and support, Mr. Boyle, the accounts team, Brendan. Thank you so much, obviously, as well. Tango and Cash. Can't leave them out. And obviously, Jerry, my fearless leader as well. Also, too, before I get on as well, you know, Kyle said it yesterday. Kyle mentioned there's times that he believes in life that specific people come into your life for a specific reason. So I do like to congratulate everyone on my team that I go to war with each and every day that is here. Josh, Sam, Lucille, Berman, Gary, D. Wade, Ira, Millis, Manson, Curtis, Bill, Dave Gillard. I forgot everyone that's covered the pill I took before I came up here. Again, congrats to all of you as well. I don't want to come up here and say a bunch of cliche sales sayings that we all know. I mean, everyone made it here because they accomplished something. There's no secret sauce that I have or anything of the nature, but I did want to come up with some of the practices that not only made me successful, but that actually used to coach my team to this day. Work ethic, obviously we all know, and that's kind of a cliche thing that, you know, I don't think any of us would be in this room if we didn't have it. Luckily, I learned work ethic the Clearwater way. And it helped a lot. Specific times people come in your life for special reasons, I guess. But what I came up with was the 4 C's. Don't ask me where I came up with it. You know, every time I talk to someone about the speech, I got more and more fumbled. But these are pretty much the practices that I've done. And Brendan said it, he steals people's lines, and I can't believe he stole my culture line first when I got here. But the culture. Fleetmatic's DNA. I'd like to say I felt the culture the first time I walked into the Clearwater office, but if anyone saw our old office, I don't think the culture wouldn't be the same. But no, knowing Fleetmatics, knowing where we came from, how powerful we are, the best of the best. When I first went to my first conference, and I'm sure the people down here that this is the first conference I've been to, you're going to leave rejuvenated. You know you're not just in that office, that little office that looks like a video shop that no one knows what it is. But no, you're part of the bigger picture. And knowing that is very powerful. Very powerful before you get on the phone. Because ultimately, and probably most people here would agree with me, one thing I probably don't lack much of is confidence. And I think knowing that culture does give you that confidence when you get on the phone. This will make or break. I think we all know this. You get on the phone and you don't have that confidence, you're talking to a business owner that pays $300,000 a month in fuel. If you come off like a cheesy salesman or like any other person out there trying to sell them something, you lose. Equal business stature is what I try to portray. Is Jerry there, please? Compared to, yeah, I need Jerry. You know, a little different to that nature. Confidence behind you. Obviously, to ultimately make the sale. You're not going to get a sale when a business owner is looking down at you. And it kind of goes into the next part, which you know, is a big way that not only I sell now, but again, we teach the consulting aspect. You know, we're not salesmen, we're consultants. We're not selling knives. We're not selling stuff that people don't need. We sell a solution to problems. I want to ask as many questions as I can. The more more questions I can ask, the more problems I can find to be able to show the solution to that problem. You know, and I forgot about telling my story, Brendan, I apologize. You know, I'll never forget last year, one of my first bigger sales that I did have don't ask me how it happened, I ended up in a room with business with over 49 units. I don't know how it happened. This guy lied to me. But when it comes to the idea of consulting, I'm in this room, Diamond Tank Rentals is the company name. Roger Turner, owner on the phone. I spent an hour on the phone, obviously showing the presentation, getting no feedback. And sometimes dealing with the good old boys in the Southern Network, it is like that. But no feedback, no feedback, no feedback. And this was before I started asking the questions and realizing how powerful it was. So literally, it wasn't until what I used to show last, which is the fleet maintenance program. To the point to where the minute I brought up our fleet maintenance feature, and he saw that he's able to maintain his equipment by hours, by calendar time, he stopped me right in my tracks and said, Mike, you give me a price, and I'm going to put this on 300 pieces of vehicles and equipment in my office, or in my company. And again, if I had asked that question beforehand, I wouldn't have went through he didn't care about idling, he didn't care about speeding, he didn't care about when they got there or when they got back. He cared about his, tens of thousands of dollars worth of equipment, millions of dollars worth of equipment out in the field. And that was his pain. Okay, so the consulting part, like I said, not only are you asking the questions to find the problems, but ultimately that's what it leads into next, is the close. And there's a very intelligent man in this room that I work with every day that says, the real selling doesn't start until they say no. And it's amazing being able to learn that and being able to try it. But ultimately, when he does say no, the more questions that you asked, you're able to put back in the space and time down for that sale. Right, what do you mean no? You just told me you're going to save 10, 15% of fuel. I don't understand. What do you mean no? You told me that you're getting beat on overtime and you don't know where the guys are going at home. I'm confused. Did I do something wrong? So ultimately, again, the close is what we're all here for. We're not here because we showed slideshows and didn't close. We're here because we did close. So this was just another method, and again, the 4 C's kind of all tying together, but ultimately, this was the key to the success. Following those 4 C's, ultimately, just like that Diamond Tank Rental deal, I think it ended up being around 300 units. Guy gave me a credit card on the phone before the presentation was even over. So again, the one thing I do want to end off on, and John, you sat with PJ and I in January. We had a wonderful conversation in Clearwater. I believe PJ asked you something along the lines of, what would you say got you to where you are now? Something of that nature. Vision is what he said. And I definitely have to say a special thanks. Kind of get choked up, obviously, you guys know our relationship, but I sat here and watched PJ up there on the stage last year kill it. I watched him all year kill it with the units, and it truly inspired me, what PJ did, and ultimately I was sitting out there, just like you all are now, and I had a vision. I wanted to be up on the stage this year. I wanted to get the watch. I wanted to get the awards. I wanted to get my head a little bit bigger. But ultimately, I want to say thank you to PJ, because you inspired me to get to where I am now, and obviously everyone else as well.